And we have the first match of the game ready. Hopefully they get started soon. Now, I am not controlling the spectator mode. This is being handled by an assistant that lives in Southeast Asia. That way the game gets thrown onto the Southeast Asian server. There's a little bit of a delay, so I am completely unable to interact with this assistant, at least in a meaningful manner. So kind of bear with me. We're going to try to work with things. We're going to hope that they switch around the players enough, and we're going to hope that we get a good grasp of what's going on in the game. And yeah, there's already an ISIL. How much you want to bet that that's Trapsol? We know Southeast Asians are really obsessed with trap. I need to turn on sound. Does this guy even have sound on? I hear nothing. Oh boy. They have no sound. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to send a message to someone. Okay, we're going to try to cast this anyway, even though that they have no sound. Cool. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I'm a Papega. I'm a Papega, chat. I muted the site. There we go. We're good now. Oh, they are switching really fast. Alright, so Event Horizon has a cheap pal going. Looks like they're going to stay for an alcohol. They already greeted for a liquor bread. Haku is already known for taking bread seeking every game. Not quite sure why they do that, but, you know, it's what it is. Looks like Fartear is going for Monohoshizao, as well as using double cloth for boots and going for EOD suit. It looks like Fartear is very ready for the meta of a lot of people. Just like, already saw the ISIL, already assuming it's Trapsol. I think it's a pretty safe bet. Looks like the Zahir is going for high explosive grenades. They actually almost have a, what's it called? A drop near ready. That's actually very powerful in 1v1 lobbies, but I do not think this game is going to be a 1v1 lobby. I think a lot more is going to depend on how people play the mid game. So we'll see how this goes. A lot of closer lobbies are more about how the mid game plays out rather than the end game. And the Shoichi already has a rapier. The Shoichi can decide to either go for Hades Edge or they can go for Cosmic Bidens. We'll have to see what he decides what he wants to do. He has a lot of food and he has stamina. He's actually very safe for most stages of the game. It looks like Fartear wants to finish her weapon. I think that's why she's here. She can also look for a windbreaker while she's there, but looks like she got pushed out by Haku. There's the ISIL. Is the ISIL going to fight Fartear? ISIL's already gone. I don't actually know if the ISIL's Trapsol yet. They haven't actually checked on the ISIL. And Haku almost has Hero Helmet ready, but they're just kind of sitting on like the random green weapons. The darts that Haku has, you can't make. It's actually completely RNG if you get it or not. Actually, come to think of it, that actually might have been I don't actually know supplies are allowed in this tournament, but you know what? It wasn't in the rules. I know it wasn't in the rules. And I'm pretty sure Haku was like, I'm taking supplies. There's money on the line. I've seen that weapon before. I don't actually think you can upgrade it. I don't remember a lot of the gun names off the top of my head. Okay, so supplies are allowed. So it looks like the ISIL is playing fairly normally. Like, they might just like randomly make like a DJ somewhere, like most battle souls do if they feel like they're behind. So we'll see what happens. The ISIL's not really in a position to contest anyone, so they're kind of just like attacking people once. Is the Zahir dead? I actually don't know if the Zahir's dead or not. Oh well. Anyway, YaSaRAh has most of their build done. They're sitting on Warhammer. This is actually a very common strategy on Blunt, which is to just sit on a low attack weapon for most of the game, finish your armor, and then the reason why Blunt can do this is because most of the RNG items in the game you can actually build into a weapon. It's for Blunts. That is something very specific to Blunt, and Blunt can do it fairly quickly. Looks like YaSaRAh hoping for Ogre Skin. You can do it off of Ogre Skin. You can do it off of Meteorite. You can do it off of Mithril. Like, making Warhammer is actually a very viable strategy. It's literally almost everything. Like, the only thing you can't do it off of is the Tree of Life. Now, unfortunately, Pimmy is almost, like, their armor is not actually that good in comparison to most of the lobby right now. A lot of the top players right now almost have their build done, whereas Pimmy is only, like, less than halfway there. So, hopefully they're able to catch up. Being able to get boots started was a big deal. Fartear is very behind, but they have a lot of pieces, right? If they're able to find what they need, that's fine, but like they're almost out of food, they're almost out of stamina. This is going to really slow them down. Up, Fartear died. I believe they died to Shoichi. Unfortunate for Fartear. Fartear fell behind too early, ran out of stamina, and just wasn't able to move around efficiently. This is why stamina is so important. F in the chat for Fartear. Unfortunate. The Eva's doing very well. They just need one more armor piece done, and then they're good. And then they can just finish up their weapon whenever they want to. So it looks like Haku is offering a mastery trade with the Eva. Eva's more than happy to take that. Eva will take that any day of the year. For those of you who don't know, Eva's field skill, which is actually not active yet, but what it does is she takes 30% extra damage, and then she gets like 30% extra mastery. I don't know how much extra damage she takes off the top of my head, so I take that back. I don't actually know how much extra damage she's going to be taking. It's 10%? Thank you, Sona. Yo, this is so good for both of them. I don't know how good it is for Haku specifically. It looks like Haku left. Either Haku didn't have enough weapons or just didn't have food. We don't know. But it looks like the Eva's going to be looking for more fights while the, Oh, is Gorilla up? I heard Gorilla noise. Yep, it is up. That is super good for Eva. Eva got full value out of Vital Crash. They were also able to get Veritas, so they don't actually have to worry too much about defects this game, which is incredibly powerful. Oh, they got a Mithril! Oh, that's so good. And they found Fartear's corpse and took the Monohoshi's owl. So they're just going to be able to go for Turtle Shell, finish up. They went straight to beach. And found the Isol. Isol can't fight that. Isol's very behind. But that being said, Isol has like good stamina control right now, so as long as they're able to keep moving, they should be able to make food just fine. So it looks like the Zahir is struggling to finish their weapons. This is actually a very common problem with HEG. Is that if you're not able to get your areas uncontested, you just have a clogged up inventory where you can't finish. Like, yeah, this is exactly. And looks like it died to the hearts. If I was the heart, I would take the Sari off the course, but I don't know her armor. Already writing roasting. I just spent one. Yeah, I saw it took a while for you to get the windbreaker. But you also kind of bottlenecked yourself into the windbreaker just because of building the, what's it called? The monk's robe with the cloth. Going straight for EOD, but that's what happens. Things happen. So the Eva is actually full build. They're doing very well. I'm kind of curious how the Heart and the Shoichi is doing, but we'll have to see if the spectator switches over to that. So one of the nice things about Hotel is that Hotel has a ton of materials for making stamina. So most likely the Eva prioritized that so that she could get her stamina control back under control. Eva got A mastery before night. That is correct. There was a point in time where they were fighting over at Factory and Fire Station for an incredibly long time against both Hakune and YaSaRAh, and they were able to farm a ton of mastery and they got Gorilla. That was super good for the Eva. We'll have to see if ISO's able to stay alive. They are probably looking for a turtle shell here. Oh, YaSaRAH is B+. They're actually not too far behind. And the thing about Emma is that with her skill being able to switch her stamina with her HP values, is that a lot of times that even if she falls behind on mastery, she can keep up in value by constantly switching those two ratios. So Emma's not out of the game yet, and on top of that, they found Wickline. A Wickline weapon here might actually help her pull ahead. I'm actually surprised she got, I think it's called, I actually don't know what this whip is called off the top of my head. 6-minute full build is very normal. It is very normal in a high level lobby, and this is a high level lobby. Yeah, that was a very nice Wickline. Shoichi's B+. With a fairly decent build. They're actually, like, basically full builds. If they can, like, find a random mithril or look for... oh, they found the mithril. Oh, don't tell me you're greeting for... okay, they're not greeting for Kundala. I thought they were greeting for Kundala for a hot second there. Pimmy was actually able to catch up. Earlier when we saw Pimmy, they didn't have most of their builds done. They're not quite able to keep up with Eva and Mastery, but I mean, most of this lobby's not able to. Eva's kind of able to cheat that way. But the thing about Eva is that she loses a lot of late game value because all her character does is build Mastery, and her character actually doesn't have anything else other than that. So unless she's able to get SS Mastery first and start superhuman stacking, you don't really notice the strength of Eva. Looks like the Eva wasn't able to build stamina over at Hotel. Otherwise, they wouldn't have to rest as much as they currently are. Oh, they found the ISIL. ISIL most likely is just gone. I think the ISIL's kind of just running around trying to get food right now. Whereas the... I don't know if you've noticed this, but Eva went from beach to lighthouse, clearly looking for Osprey because they're holding the frying pan, and then they went into chapel, searched that, looking for bat because they have the garlic, and now it should be around bear time, hence why they're actually in a bear area. I feel like the Shoichi hasn't been in a lot of the major contests. Oh, this is actually really good. Phony deal on the leading player is very important on Shoichi in order to catch up. Shoichi's phony deal actually is mostly used to slow down the leading player. Hence why a lot of top level players will not throw up any deal randomly. One last thing that I wasn't able to comment on. YaSaRAH's weapon is defected. So it looks like they're trying to make a new weapon. Ali is peace zone. I don't actually know why that area got peace zoned. My prediction as to why the Eva is carrying the ogre skin is to make a second weapon. Oh, they got him. They're going to finish Fang Mace, so that's actually really good. And they got a Tree of Life. Hello. Now, unfortunately for Haku, he's almost out of weapons. He's got to go and figure out a new plan for a weapon, or he's going to start struggling a lot. Yeah, that's just the mastery difference there. They're already S, and at S you already get armor penetration. Unfortunate for Eva, they've already triggered the, what's it called? The Veritas. So their weapon is actually prone to defecting now. And Shoichi continues to phony deal the leading player. This actually delays Eva from being able to get SS, which is no small deal. And, oh, yeah, here comes the traps. This is very typical for a, an ISIL where they start falling behind. The ISIL was struggling most of that game, so they're probably looking to be able to win the game by getting a cheeky kill with like double guillotines and stuff like that. So ISIL has fully committed to making traps at this point. and are looking to win through mastery, which is probably the best play from the ISO at this point. And for those of you who don't know why Shoichi hasn't cooked their tuna quite yet, they have drop near, and what drop near does is when you cook your 5th item, you're able to get 2 of them. And so there are 3 stacks currently. They're trying to get to the 4th stack, and then they can get double tuna for 300 healing, which is super strong for the late game. I suspect that the Shoichi will be able to contest for the late game. It looks like that most of this game is mostly a competition between YaSaRAh, the Shoichi, Event Horizon, and the Eva. Oh? Nope, she got away, but she's almost dead. Yeah, she really wanted... It's really unfortunate that the heart has to peace zone Fartear. What did they die to? Did they die to a trap? I feel like they died to a trap. That's gotta be a trap. That's the only thing that can hit her in peace zone, right? Because there's nobody with a field skill that hits her. That's a trap. And Sagito's down, but lucky for Sagito, they took somebody down first, so they were able to secure 6th place. I mean, still wasn't able to finish their boots. That actually doesn't surprise me. There was a lot of competition for cloth this game. So, most likely they're going to have to get their cloth off of a corpse somehow. Why would YaSaRAh die? YaSaRAh is doing very well. I disagree that YaSaRAh will die. So it looks like Pimmy is just checking areas where they're able to make food. Yeah, YaSaRAh is fine. YaSaRAh has stamina. YaSaRAh has food. YaSaRAh is not going to be dying anytime soon. They also have drop near and a powder of life. Hopefully, YaSaRAh is able to secure a flower so that they'll be able to get double crimson flower. YaSaRAh is going to be a monster coming into the final area. They're actually not too far behind the Eva either. If you ask me, for my personal opinion, I actually think YaSaRAh is favored to win this. But that being said, you all can flame me when I'm wrong. Oh, this is unfortunate. So this is one of the most awkward things. Yeah, it happened. It happened. You're at 87 HP with your only heal being a Crimson Flower, and YaSaRAh used Cheer Up on sight, which is a burst skill, which dealt enough damage to just kill him, and then YaSaRAh gets a free Crimson Flower. So YaSaRAh is extremely favored to win right now. Can we check on YaSaRAh, please? I want to see YaSaRAh. I want to... Oh, come on! Give me some YaSaRAh! Oh, wow. What can you do? What can you do, chat? I want to see the Emma! Come on! Oh, Shoichi might actually be down soon. Eva does not have enough food to transition. This is very much looking in favor of YaSaRAh, unless YaSaRAh just randomly dies here, which I honestly doubt. Now, lucky for YaSaRAh, because YaSaRAh went and checked docks to see if they could get tunas. Oh my god, 3 Crimson Flowers. They were able to get the double Crimson Flower off of the drop near. So, YaSaRAh very set to win this game. Just has to play the final area correctly and not just get like triple or double hit. So, we'll see what happens. It is still technically possible for YaSaRAh to die. And they got Hero Helmet, making it even harder for them to die. I think YaSaRAH's got this in the bag. Shoichi's already died. I don't know who they died to. Well, that was a crow. What are they going to take off the crow? They took the bird meat. There was nothing good from the icebox supply drop. For those of you who don't know, Crow has an icebox supply drop in his 3rd slot. And that has the potential to give you food. So, like, sometimes you just randomly get a real deal off of Crow. So, that's why controlling the animals that have icebox supply drops are, like, slightly more important. Just nom the bird, or, you know, you can just cook the bird and you can get more food that way. It's way better. Yeah, something outstandingly bad has to happen for 119. That is unfortunate. Oh no, and died to YaSaRAH. I think that's game. Pimmy isn't even full build, I believe. Yeah, it was a crit cheer up. Crit cheer up is super nasty and very difficult to play around. On top of that, the Eva had chest injury, which increases damage that they take. So I do not see Pimmy being able to win here. Yeah, just not enough food. YaSaRAh can play this super safely and still win. YaSaRAh might not know how much food the Nathapon has, but YaSaRAh should still have this in the bag. Well, this was a very good showing by YaSaRAh. This was also very good for the Nathapon. Nathapon was behind for most of the game, but being able to secure second place is super important if you want to be able to secure yourself a spot for the final round. So we may end up actually seeing Nathapon in the final round, depending on what happens. I mean, the cameras are literally the only reason why you played it. Oh, they got a Crimson Flower. That was unfortunate. YaSaRAh was able to get a free hit there just because of the search timing, giving YaSaRAh even more of an advantage that they already have. Yeah, looks like the Nathapon is trying to set this up for final area. Unfortunately for Nathapon, YaSaRAh has way more full heals, and so YaSaRAh will just be able to win this one easily unless they randomly get like critted out. Oh, that is not enough damage. That was only 41. That is unfortunate. That's going to be all she wrote for Nathapon. Not even crits can save him. YaSaRAh gets to play this super safely and not have to worry about anything. Good games from everyone, and good luck in your next round. We'll switch over to here. Give me a hot second, guys, while I go and get this ready. Actually, we'll switch to here. So that was a very